Hello and welcome to episode 174 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'm reviewing a random game, QBerts Qubes. QBerts Qubes was released in 1983 by Mylstar. My first time playing this game was on MAME. QBerts Qubes is a platform and puzzle themed game in which you control an orange character with a large nose named Q Bert with a 4-way angular joystick. Similarly to the original Q Bert, you need to jump around a 3-dimensional playfield, although this game brings the 3D into a new dimension. This game takes place on a 5x5 diagonal playfield of cubes. Similarly to the original Q Bert, you need to jump around the playfield to change the cubes into the target colors, although now there is a new twist. Instead of landing on the cubes to change the colors, the cubes will rotate in the direction in which you jump off of the cube. You need to be sure you only jump from cube to cube, because if you jump off one of the outer cubes, you will fall off the playfield to your death. Each round will have a different colored target cube in which you need to rotate the cubes into. Once you match a cube, it will turn into a hollow-looking cube and only a green outline will remain. You will still be able to safely jump on these green cubes, and once a cube is green, you will be able to jump off of it and it will no longer rotate. Just like the original game, there will be a series of enemies that will jump around the playfield which you need to avoid. The first enemies are called the Meltkins. These enemies will come in several different colors. These enemies will enter near the top of the playfield and will only jump downward on the playfield. These enemies will not land on the top cube, only the 2 cubes immediately below it. Once they reach the lower edge of the playfield, they will jump off the edge. These enemies are invulnerable, although if they land on a cube that matches their color, they will sink into the cube and will permanently leave the playfield. The next enemy is the purple ball. This ball will enter the top of the playfield like the other enemies. This ball will bounce downward until it reaches one of the edges of the playfield where it will stay. After about 1 1/3 seconds, the ball will hatch into a purple rat named Rat-a-tat-tat. This rat will follow Q Bert by jumping around the playfield. This is the only enemy that will jump upward on the playfield. You must avoid the rat because contacting it will cost you a life. The only way to defeat the rat is to jump from one cube to another just before the rat lands on your character, and if you spin the cube, the rat will miss the cube and fall off the playfield. The next enemy are called Shoebops. Shoebops aren't a true enemy, but more of a nuisance. These enemies are smaller green versions of Q Bert and look like distant cousins of Slick and Sam from the original game. Half of these characters will wear black shades and the other half doesn't, although this won't affect the gameplay. These characters will enter the playfield just like other enemies. When these characters jump off a cube, they will rotate it in the same direction they jumped off, just like Q Bert. Unlike Q Bert, if a Shoebop jumps off of a green cube, that cube will rotate and return to its original colors. You can jump on these enemies to stop them from turning cubes as well as earn extra points. In addition to these enemies, there will be a green turtle named Sheldon who will occasionally jump down the playfield. The turtle is harmless to Q Bert and won't rotate cubes when it jumps off of them. If you leap on the turtle, all enemies will slow down slightly as well as new enemies will enter the playfield at a slower rate. Occasionally, a green ball will enter at the top of the playfield. This ball will bounce down the playfield like the enemies, although if you catch it, all enemies will freeze for several seconds. The time the enemies will be frozen will vary based on which round you are, although it averages around 10 seconds. Unlike the original Q Bert, you no longer had to match all the cubes on the playfield to advance to the next round. You only need to make a tic-tac-toe of 5 cubes in a row. Once you match the 5th cube in a row, you will automatically fall from the playfield, although 2 blue Shoebops will race out of the bottom with the trampoline and they will catch Q Bert and he will bounce back to the top of the playfield and you will receive a bonus for all the matched cubes. One little tip, if you fall at the playfield after completing the final tic-tac-toe, the Shoebops with the trampoline will still come out and you will successfully complete the level without losing a life. You also have the option to choose your starting level. You have the choice of levels 1 through 5 and you will earn a 50,000 point bonus for each level you skip, although you need to clear the first round to earn the bonus. Just like the original Q Bert, the game takes place on a number of levels with 4 rounds each. Each round will increase in difficulty as well as a larger increase when you advance levels. The first level, you will need to make 1 tic-tac-toe to clear the level. Each of the cubes have 2 colors. Each color will be on 3 separate sides, although all cubes will have identical patterns. The early rounds will give you a slight handicap. For round 1, you'll get 9 free green cubes to begin. The top and bottom row will each have 1 green cube, the 3rd and 7th rows will have 2 green cubes, and the center row will have 3 green cubes. The second round will handicap you with 4 green cubes, 1 on each corner. The 3rd and 4th rounds will begin with all colored cubes and no green cubes. This game adds a new twist. At the beginning of each level, you will begin with a set amount of time. The first level, you will begin with 55 seconds. The timer will click down 1 unit per second, although it will never drop below 15. Once you clear the 4th round, you will earn a bonus round. The bonus round will consist of 25 randomly positioned cubes of the same color as the previous round. You will begin the bonus round with the time remaining on the timer. During the bonus round, you will not jump from cube to cube, although moving the joystick will only rotate the cube in the direction it would have had you jumped off. Once the cube is in the proper position, it will change into a blue outline shape, and you will immediately move to the next position. The bonus round will end when either the timer expires or you complete all 25 cubes. You'll earn bonus points for each cube you rotated into the correct position. Beginning with level 2, each of the cubes will now have 3 different colors, each color on 2 faces of the cube. You'll now begin with 60 seconds on the timer. Just like level 1, all the cubes will have identical color patterns. You still only need to line up the cubes to form one tic-tac-toe to complete each round. Beginning on level 3 and all further levels, each cube will have 6 different colors, 1 per side. Once again, all of the cubes will have an identical color layout. Level 3 you will begin with 110 seconds on the bonus timer. You still only need to get 1 tic-tac-toe in order to complete the round. For level 4 you will begin with 170 seconds on the timer and you will need to complete 2 tic-tac-toes in order to complete each round. For level 5 you will begin with 260 seconds on the timer and you will now need to complete 3 tic-tac-toes in order to complete each round. Level 6 will bring a new challenge. Now when you leap off of a green cube, it will rotate and return to the multicolored cube, similar to what happens when a shoebop leaps off of one of the green cubes. This level you will only need to complete 1 tic-tac-toe to complete each round. Level 7 and 8 will play the same as level 6, although now you will need to complete 2 tic-tac-toes to complete each round in level 7 and 3 tic-tac-toes to complete each round in level 8. For level 7 you will begin with 190 seconds on the timer, and level 8 you will begin with 360 seconds on the timer. Level 9 will begin with 310 seconds on the timer, and you will be required to complete 4 tic-tac-toes in order to complete each round, although the green cubes will not rotate when you leap off of them. Level 10 will begin with 360 seconds on the timer, and you will be required to complete 3 tic-tac-toes to complete the round, although the green cubes will now rotate when you leap off of them. Level 11 will also begin with 360 seconds on the timer, and you will need to complete 3 tic-tac-toes to complete each round, although the green cubes will not rotate when you leap off of them. After level 11, levels 9 through 11 will repeat indefinitely. Scoring for the game is as follows. You'll earn 5 points for landing on a cube and 100 points for matching a cube to the target color. You'll also earn 100 points for catching the green ball, shoebop, and the green turtle. For spinning a red off the playfield, you will earn 500 points for the first time you do it, 400 points for the second time, 300 points for the third time, 200 points for the fourth time, 100 points for the fifth time, and 10 points for the sixth and all further times. This count will reset after you lose a life or clear a round. I couldn't find why the points decrease like this, although I believe it is to prevent you from hanging around on an easier level and dropping the red off for continual high points. After clearing each level, you will earn bonus points for all the green cubes. For all of level 1 and round 1 of level 2, you will earn 200 points per green cube, and this score will increase 25 points each round thereafter until you reach level 9 round 4, which will be 975 points per cube. For levels 10 and 11, you will earn 900 points for each cube on round 1, 925 points for round 2, 950 points for round 3, and 975 points for round 4. For the bonus levels, you earn 100 points for matching each cube to the target colors during timed play, and a bonus for all matched cubes when the timer runs out. You'll earn 100 points for the first cube, 200 points for the second cube, and so on, up to 2,500 points for the 25th cube. It is possible to earn multiple free lives if you complete all 25 cubes on a bonus round. I really enjoyed playing this game and highly recommend playing it whether in an arcade setting or on an emulator. I like this game more than Crazy Climber 2, but not as much as Gorf, so Qberts Qubes jumps its way into the top 10 with the 7th position ranking overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Sunday.